Breaking news is shaking the gospel world. Bishop Paul Morton, one of the most respected and influential leaders in modern ministry, has been rushed to the hospital after a sudden and frightening heart scare. The news has left church members, fans, and even fellow pastors in absolute shock, flooding social media with prayers and concern. But as serious as this moment is, what happened behind the scenes goes far deeper than anyone expected. Because this isn't just about a health emergency, it's about the hidden struggles, the pressure of leading at the highest level, and the ripple effect this crisis could have on one of the most powerful ministries in the nation. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on what really happened, how his inner circle is reacting, and what this means for the future of Bishop Morton's legacy. Trust me, you're going to want to hear every detail. You won't believe the revelations about to unfold. Bishop Paul Morton, a giant in the gospel world, a mentor to countless leaders, and a voice that has shaped generations, is now facing one of the most critical moments of his life. Just yesterday, everything changed when he was suddenly rushed to the hospital after a terrifying heart scare. The news sent shockwaves through the church community, leaving thousands stunned and desperate for answers that no one seems ready to give. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on the truth behind Bishop Morton's sudden health crisis, what really led up to it, the emotional reactions from his family, congregation, and fellow pastors, and the hidden struggles that were never made public. From untold health battles to the ripple effect across the wider gospel and Black ministry community, this story carries weight far beyond one man's hospitalization. And at the very end, we'll reveal the shocking twist that exposes the real aftermath behind closed doors. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. It all began with an unexpected crisis for which the new birth community was unprepared. A prominent person in gospel ministry, Bishop Paul Morton, was taken to the hospital after experiencing what medical professionals have determined to be a serious heart attack. During a private meeting with church leaders, church witnesses saw him clearly struggling. The situation swiftly turned into a medical emergency. His family, congregation, and supporters worldwide are in disbelief over this occurrence. In addition to his impassioned sermons, Bishop Morton is well known for his unceasing community service, teaching young pastors, organizing outreach initiatives, and changing the lives of countless people. Concern has been sparked on social media by the idea that someone so important could suddenly find themselves in such a life-threatening circumstance, with hashtags pertaining to his health trending within hours. According to insiders, Bishop Morton has been dealing with minor but significant health problems that were never made public. These symptoms, which many members of the community might have missed or misinterpreted, included exhaustion, dyspnea, and irregular heartbeats. Bishop Morton had still continued to lead his ministry in spite of his hectic schedule and many responsibilities, frequently putting his congregation's needs ahead of his own health. The timing of the story is even more shocking. Days before a significant church event that was anticipated to draw thousands of people, the heart scare occurred. Plans were reportedly unexpectedly canceled, prompting the new birth family to make last-minute adjustments. Even those closest to him were not aware of the severity of his condition, according to friends and coworkers who expressed surprise at how rapidly things got out of hand. His prompt hospitalization sparked concerns about his health, as well as the demands and strains faced by high-profile ministry leaders. Was it possible to avoid this? Were there any red flags that were overlooked? What does this signify for Bishop Morton's future in the ministry? More significantly, this is when it becomes even more severe though. Although the hospitalization was the main focus of the public narrative, insiders disclosed that there was a rush of urgent discussions and private meetings with church elders, as well as what was discussed behind closed doors and what decisions were made that the public hasn't yet heard. The following part will go deeply into those behind-the-scenes moments and the reactions that startled the gospel community, so be sure to stay tuned. Bishop Paul Morton's family and the newborn church were shocked to learn of his unexpected cardiac emergency. It was nearly unthinkable to witness a man who has served as thousands of people's spiritual fulcrum, thus exposed in a hospital bed. When the call came in, close relatives apparently couldn't believe it and hurried to the hospital to be with him. It was clear that his loved ones were suffering emotionally. In the waiting areas, several people were observed fighting back tears while others prayed passionately in the hopes of hearing good news. Bishop Morton's tenacity and steadfast dedication to the ministry have long been revered by the congregation, but they were equally shaken. Prayers, love messages, and messages of worry flooded social media as churchgoers and gospel lovers around the world expressed their amazement and solidarity. Hashtags like Fa New Birth and Strike Pray for Bishop Morton started to gain popularity. Many acknowledged that they had assumed that someone so powerful and prominent could never be defeated by health problems, and as a result, they had taken his presence for granted. The crisis prompted urgent secret talks within the leadership circle of the New Birth. According to people close to the church, senior pastors and elders were working non-stop to stabilize Bishop Morton's health and make sure the ministry ran properly while he was away. According to some insiders, there were conflicts over how much material should be made public, illustrating the fine line that must be drawn between openness and the bishop's privacy. The underlying worry about the future of New Birth leadership was what further compounded things. Bishop Morton has been an influential person in both administrative and spiritual decisions. His unexpected incapacity raised concerns about succession planning, short-term changes to the leadership, and the future of ongoing church programs. According to several insiders, there had been months of conflicts behind the scenes, including disputes about finances, plans for development, and the direction of the ministry. These issues now needed to be handled carefully while their leader healed. Other well-known pastors and gospel leaders, even outside the church, voiced their concerns and offered prayers. Videos of powerful politicians pleading for divine intervention and private health updates became viral online. According to one source, Bishop Morton's family had received direct messages from a number of well-known pastors highlighting the seriousness of the situation and its potential effects on the larger gospel community. Despite all of this worry, there were times when people were resilient and hopeful. To cheer Bishop Morton up, churchgoers set up virtual vigils, social media campaigns, and prayer chains. According to dozens of parishioners, Bishop Morton demonstrated his usual humility and commitment by sending thank you notes to his supporters, even while he was weak. But there were still unanswered questions. What caused this unexpected medical emergency? Was there anything that could have been done to avoid this? Most significantly, how does this affect Bishop Morton's capacity to guide the New Birth family and his long-term health? These inquiries have nuanced, multi-layered responses that tell a tale that extends well beyond a straightforward hospital stay. We shall examine Bishop Morton's personal health journey, the information provided by medical professionals regarding his illness, and the unsaid facts that have shocked even his closest associates in the next section. Bishop Paul Morton's health issues have been subtly getting worse over time, according to insiders. Even though the public only witnessed his unexpected hospitalization, the bishop had been suffering from mild but worrisome symptoms for months. According to people close to him, symptoms that many people might not have recognized or comprehended. These included shortness of breath, occasional dizziness, persistent exhaustion following lengthy sermons, and abnormal heartbeat events. Bishop Morton kept up a demanding pace in spite of these red flags, traveling for speaking engagements, managing church operations, and lending assistance to numerous community initiatives. According to medical professionals who have commented on cases similar to Bishop Morton's, people in high-stress leadership positions are more likely to develop cardiovascular problems. Long hours, constant stress, and little time for personal care can all subtly worsen heart-related problems like hypertension, arrhythmia, and others. Physicians also point out that symptoms like exhaustion and dyspnea are frequently written off as normal stress, which makes it challenging to identify them early until a serious incident happens. The timing of Bishop Morton's case is especially concerning. The hospitalization happened right before a number of significant church projects, such as high-profile services and extensive community outreach programs. Bishop Morton had been under tremendous pressure to fulfill his obligations, frequently going beyond his physical capabilities. According to sources, even in private chats, they said, he rarely acknowledged that he was feeling ill, instead stressing that the ministry's job needed to go on. Additionally, insiders said that the bishop had previously consulted cardiologists. Additionally, although a few small interventions had been suggested, his hectic schedule made it challenging to adhere to long-term treatment plans or lifestyle changes. Many people in his inner circle acknowledged that they were afraid of the day when a serious health concern would happen. However, nobody expected it to occur so abruptly. In order to stabilize Bishop Morton's condition, the medical staff in charge of his care has apparently put in place a strict treatment plan that includes medicine, lifestyle advice, and monitoring. Physicians stress the value of rest, dietary changes, and prudent stress reduction, all difficult for someone whose life is centered on maintaining a powerful ministry and leading a congregation. Sources indicate that he is responding to treatment and shown indications of improvement. While specifics regarding his current status are still confidential, the story gets considerably more illuminating from this point on. According to some sources, the New Birth leadership disagreed on how much information about Bishop Morton's health should be released to the public. These discussions illustrate the conflict between privacy and transparency, as well as the tremendous strain placed on church leaders when a well-known individual experiences a medical emergency. What choices were made at these pivotal times, and what effect did they have on the congregation's morale? The scenario is made more intriguing by the fact that these queries are yet partially addressed. In addition, Bishop Morton's heart crisis has sparked more extensive conversations regarding the mental and physical strain that church leaders and pastors face within the Christian community. Discussions about striking a balance between ministry obligations and personal health have erupted on social media among fans and other ministers. A lot of people are now wondering if Bishop Morton and other leaders are receiving enough assistance, or if the ethos of continuous service unintentionally puts them in danger. As the narrative progresses, it becomes evident that this heart worry is more than a singular medical event. The gospel community has been closely observing, vulnerabilities have been revealed, and serious conversations have been triggered. The following part will examine the responses of prominent pastors, gospel musicians, and the media, as well as the unexpected ways in which this incident has shocked even seasoned leaders by reverberating throughout the larger ministry network. Not just New Birth Missionary Baptist Church was aware of Bishop Paul Morton's heart scare. Pastors, gospel musicians, and ministry leaders nationwide were drawn to the tale within hours of it going viral on social media, news sites, and gospel networks. Bishop Morton's health problem had a profound impact on people outside of his immediate congregation, as seen by the astonishment and worry expressed by numerous notable personalities in the Black church and gospel world. Numerous well-known pastors expressed their well wishes and prayers in public. To encourage their congregations to join in group prayer for Bishop Morton's recovery, several even produced video messages. These actions demonstrated his influence and esteem among other ministers and emphasized how intertwined leadership is in the gospel world. Notably, insiders disclosed that a few prominent pastors called Bishop Morton's family in private to provide direction, medical advice, and emotional support during this trying time. Concern was also expressed by choir directors and gospel performers who have collaborated extensively with Bishop Morton. Many of them shared touching social media posts detailing their own experiences of being mentored, inspired, and having their lives changed by him. As a testament to the emotional connection that transcends church boundaries and the wider gospel community, fans showered comment sections with prayers. Public impression of the incident was significantly shaped by media coverage. News organizations emphasized Bishop Morton's decades of service, his impact within the New Birth family, and his contributions to community development and social services. However, some publications have provoked controversy by speculating about the reasons behind his health scare, with observers raising the question of whether the unrelenting demands of ministry played a role. Insiders found it difficult to control the story while yet respecting Bishop Morton's seclusion, which increased the level of stress. Curiously, the impact spread even farther. Discussions concerning ministry sustainability, leadership succession, and the frequently disregarded demands placed on well-known pastors started to surface. Bishop Morton's hospitalization served as a wake-up call for several clergy to put their own health first. They quietly acknowledged. Others expressed worry that younger pastors and leaders could feel pressured to follow such demanding schedules, putting their own health at danger. One source close to the bishop's inner circle made one especially startling revelation. After the heart scare, some ministry initiatives and collaborations had to be put on hold or temporarily reorganized. This includes organizing fundraising campaigns, outreach activities, and joint events with other churches. The interruption demonstrated the importance of Bishop Morton to New Birth's activities and the wider ramifications of his unexpected health problem. A surge in internet interaction has also been observed by both fans and insiders. Following his hospitalization, there have been an increasing number of prayer initiatives, virtual vigils, and social media tributes. Numerous people are sharing firsthand accounts of how Bishop Morton has influenced their lives, from communal assistance to spiritual direction. It is evident that this incident has evolved from a straightforward medical crisis into a time that brings the gospel community together in reflection, concern, and solidarity. However, there are still unresolved issues in spite of all the help and focus. What impact will Bishop Morton's recuperation have on his leadership in the months ahead? Will the church change to meet his medical requirements? What long-term adjustments to ministers' personal well-being management practices might this occurrence bring about? The following section will examine the potential ramifications for Bishop Morton, the New Birth family, and the larger gospel community, along with some unexpected insider information that may change how people think about Black church leadership. The gospel community is still feeling the effects of Bishop Paul Morton's heart scare as he starts his recuperation. According to sources, the incident has caused major introspection for Bishop Morton, church leadership, members, and the larger ministry network, even though he is supposedly stable and receiving first-rate medical treatment. The impact this incident will have on New Birth Missionary Baptist Church's activities is among the most pressing issues. Bishop Morton's temporary absence has forced leadership to take over swiftly, reassigning duties and making sure that vital initiatives run smoothly. According to some insiders, this reform could fundamentally alter the internal organization of the church, granting some pastors and ministry leaders who have long operated in the background greater prominence and power. These changes could change New Birth's destiny by having a long-lasting effect on program execution, financial supervision, and decision-making. A wider discussion on the psychological and physical costs of ministry leadership has also been spurred by the heart issue. These days, a lot of people in the gospel community talk candidly about the difficulties faced by pastors. Experts note that leaders like Bishop Morton frequently prioritize their congregations over their own health, leading to a dangerous cycle that can result in crises like this one. This cycle is caused by a variety of factors, including long hours, constant public scrutiny, and the expectation that one should always be spiritually available for others. These lessons are being absorbed by fans and followers, with innumerable posts highlighting self-care, prayer, and thankfulness. Social media has developed into a center for introspection, recognizing that spiritual direction is most effective when ministers themselves are robust and healthy. Some members of the congregation have indicated a renewed commitment to supporting their church leaders. Some have reassessed their own health priorities and the harmony between their own well-being, work, and faith as a result of this tragedy. Bishop Morton's own future will probably need major changes to his way of living. According to Medical Insider, he might need to assign more work, reduce some of his obligations, and concentrate on his diet, physical fitness, and stress management. For someone as committed and involved as he is, this could be a difficult adjustment. But according to those close to him, he is resolved to carry on with his ministry, albeit with a fresh understanding of the importance of putting his own health first. This incident also highlights the New Birth family's tenacity and cohesion. The church has shown an incredible amount of loyalty and support for Bishop Morton and his family in spite of the initial shock and anxiety. Churchgoers have demonstrated that their dedication goes well beyond Sunday services by planning prayer chains, running social media campaigns, and personally checking up on his well-being. In addition to strengthening the ties inside the church, this solidarity acts as a template for other congregations dealing with a leadership crisis. Lastly, the larger Black ministry and gospel community are also affected by this heart fright. Now, well-known pastors, gospel musicians, and ministry leaders are revisiting the culture of unrelenting work and public expectation, igniting long overdue discussions. Bishop Morton's story serves as a warning, emphasizing the significance of striking a balance between personal health and spiritual leadership. This lesson may have an impact on how future leaders handle their positions and duties. To sum up, Bishop Paul Morton's heart worry is much more than a passing medical emergency. It is a tale of sensitivity, fortitude, and the strong bonds that characterize the gospel community. It serves as a reminder that even the most powerful leaders are people, and that their welfare is important for both the communities they serve and themselves. One thing is evident as we continue to monitor his recuperation. Hope, prayer, and expectation for his full recovery are shared by the New Birth family, the gospel community, and admirers around the globe. Furthermore, even though the future may provide difficulties, it also offers chances for development, introspection, and redoubled dedication. For the thousands of lives Bishop Morton has impacted, as well as for himself. Please leave a remark below with your thoughts, prayers, or messages for Bishop Morton. To keep the community updated and involved, remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. You'll want to follow every development as it happens in the ongoing narrative of Bishop Morton's heart fear.